So it's Wednesday, September 21st at about 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm not sure which suburb of Bilbao I'm in now because they come one after the other. This morning I took a bus from Logroño to Bilbao to do the Camino del Norte. I'd had enough of the Francés, and so far I've walked about 10 kilometers out of Bilbao into Portugalete. Good morning. So it's just after 8 on Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. I've been walking for just under an hour, so it's about 8:10 now. Basically, I'm still in the suburbs of Bilbao, but I should arrive at the coast in a couple of hours. So after doing one day yesterday on the Camino del Norte, I'm happy to have made the switch. In the albergue, there were probably between 15 and 20 of us, and I think the albergue had accommodation for 28, and basically just a much more relaxed feeling on the Norte than there was on the Francés. It's much more comparable to the Aragonés. So I just left walking on the beach, La Arena. It's been quite nice to see and hear and smell the Atlantic. So today I arrived to Castro Urdiales, a very pretty little seaside city right at the entrance to the region of Cantabria. Good morning. It's Friday, September 23rd, 2022 at 7:45. I've been walking about an hour. That's the flashlight on. I'm in Cerdigo, which is already the second town I've passed through after Castro Urdiales. Today should be another long day, about 30 kilometers to Laredo. My hopes for an easy, smooth ascent over the mountains were quickly dashed. I'm out of breath because it was steep. It's finally leveling off a little bit. In the distance, up there by the bridge, there's a motorcycle. He just stopped and asked me if I was okay, if I needed water or anything. It's just starting to rain, very, very lightly at the moment. But asked me if I needed a rain jacket or a ride down. So very nice, friendly people along the way. So I'm lucky the rain continues to be very light. And I'm arriving here now to the city of Laredo. I think the albergue is just down by that church. Hopefully they have a bed available. So it's been about a 30-kilometer walk today. I took a little bit shorter route at the end and walked along the highway rather than taking the actual official route off-road just to try to beat the rain. Looks like there are fiestas of some sort going on here in Laredo. It's 8 a.m. on Saturday, September 24th, 2022, leaving the albergue. The rain seems to have let up for a little bit, but it's supposed to rain all day. And in fact, it's supposed to rain for the next few days. And my shoes are definitely not waterproof. So that's the main thing I'm worried about. Otherwise, I have on my poncho, and my bag has a rain cover, so it should stay dry enough. But yesterday was a very complete day. It was a fantastic day. Last night was my first time staying at a parochial albergue. Hopefully it will not be my last. I really enjoyed it. Everything from the pilgrim's blessing at the end of the evening mass, to the communal dinner that we had together, just to the overall friendliness and hospitality of the nuns there at the convent. It was an amazing experience. Had what they call a crossway in the evening, about 30 minutes, where we sang a few songs with two of the nuns. One of the pilgrims played ukulele as well. And we all shared a little bit of our story, why we're here, or something good that's happened. But it was a beautiful time together, and I'm looking forward to more of those. That's really what I imagined when I decided to do the Camino. Apparently the Camino involves taking a tiny little boat from here over to the other side there. So it's just after 8 o'clock on Sunday, September 25th. This is the famous albergue in Uames. Just heading out. I'm going to stick with the Belgian and French from yesterday. Hopefully we get lucky with the weather. If not, I'll probably only make it to Santander, about 17 kilometers away, and have a rest day in the big city. If the weather holds up, I'll try to go a bit farther today. And this time arriving in Santander from across the Santander Way. Good morning. It's Monday, September 26, 2022, about 8:30, and I'm about a kilometer and a half from the albergue. Another rainy day, but again, all of this week is forecast to be rainy. So last night I stayed in an albergue in the town of Bo de Piélagos. It was my second private albergue in a row, and they could not have been more different. The one in Güemes, run by a priest known colloquially as the communist priest, was very much more like a commune, a cult almost. This one last night was run by a family. It was almost like a little boutique hotel, very nicely decorated and appointed, and just more of a commercial feel. Still, some of the same pilgrims I've been seeing for the last few days was there. There was Deborah from Tucson, and Serge and Benedict from France, a guy from Italy who I don't remember his name. I shared a room with a guy from Latvia. The Belgian and French guy stayed in Santander yesterday, so I lost them. But after Santander, for a while, I was walking with Francisco, a Spaniard from Murcia, and a while by myself. So starting out this day by myself, which I've come to enjoy and prefer. I like to walk for a little while during the day with someone, but mostly to be on my own. But overall, it's a wonderful Camino, despite the rain, and I see why people get addicted and do them year after year. I'm actually sitting on a train from the town of Reykjavik to go to the Decathlon store to get a new rain jacket and some rain pants. And now I'm taking the train back to the same place I got on, Reykjavik, to pick the Camino up again from there. Of course, since I bought the rain gear, it is cleared up. So I'm arriving in Santiago de Mar. One of the official stages ends here, but I may continue on after having a bite to eat here. It's 8 o'clock on Tuesday, September 27th. It was raining an hour ago, but it seems to have cleared up for now. Let's hope it holds. I'm just leaving the convent albergue in Santiago del Mar. But this town really is beautiful. I'm changing my philosophy a bit. Mostly it's just been trying to get to the destination, which really is not me. And I've decided I'll walk a little slower, actually visit the churches and museums and villages and things along the way and see more of them, which means probably more 20-kilometer days than 30-kilometer days, as it has been. Getting started a bit early today. It's 7:50 on Wednesday, September 28th. I'm just now leaving the albergue just behind me. I'm in Comillas, charming seaside town. Not exactly sure my destination for today. Maybe Sordio, which is just over 20 kilometers. Maybe Columbres, which is around 30. I decided to get off the actual Camino for a little bit to walk along the beach. Looks like the Camino touches the other end of the beach, so I'll rejoin it there.
They say the Camino doesn't meet a mountain or a hill it doesn't cross. Lord, I'm starting to believe it. So I'm in Unquera, last stop in Cantabria, just across the river is the community, the region of Asturias. Good morning. It's just after 8 o'clock on Thursday, September 27th, 2020. But I'm just leaving albergue here in Colombres. I have about a 22-kilometer walk today to Llanes. I stopped about 20 minutes for breakfast today, and when I emerged it was raining, and it has been raining since. But at least after my side trip to Decathlon a few days ago, I prepared for the rain, so it's not such a bad experience. There we go. Good morning. It's about 8:30 on Friday, 30th of September 2022. I'm just leaving Llanes, partly because I couldn't decide if I wanted to stay another night here and have a rest day after the tough day yesterday. Not tough because of the Camino itself or the distance, but tough because of the weather condition. It was very rainy, very windy, a bit chilly all day, and just the tension in my body created from walking against the wind has me a bit tired and sore today, so I did sleep in a little bit. So it's turning out to be a beautiful day so far. Not exactly sure what the tractor is doing out there in the sea. Maybe he's harvesting this clump of seaweed or seagrasses. Asturias is just one gorgeous beach after the next. I remember seeing this church in my other trip to Asturias. I had come with a friend of mine and saw a lot of Asturias by car. At the moment, I'm very happy that I chose to come out and continue walking today. I don't know if I'll make it all the way to Ribadesella, the 30 kilometers, but however far I make it, I'm very happy to have ventured out. Oreo, I don't remember exactly the word. Traditionally, they're used in Galicia and Asturias for storing grain. They have those big plates on top of the pillars to keep rodents and things from climbing up. I've seen a lot of different hydrangeas along the Camino, but never quite this many altogether. These flowers always remind me of my grandparents because they had a couple of bushes of these in their yard. So happy memories associated with hydrangeas always, and it brings a smile to my face just to see them. I'm almost to Ribadesella. I think it's about 2 kilometers, but I've called and booked an albergue about 4.5 kilometers past there. So I'm being very ambitious today. It's about 4:15 and I'm in Ribadesella, 30 kilometers. Have about 4 more to go, I think, to the albergue. Good morning. It's 8:10 in the morning on Saturday, October 1st, 2022. Just leaving the albergue, which is here behind me. And as most days, I'm not really sure where I'm going, how far I'm going to make it today. Yesterday, I went about 10 kilometers more than I thought I would go when I set out. And in fact, yesterday, walking in, I ran into another pilgrim, Marvin from Germany. I walked in together. It's my 20th day walking today. I still haven't had a rest day. It's definitely going to be time for one soon. Okay, so along the way, we stopped to make some distance signs to our hometown. So there's mine to Seneca. I've been walking a little less than 3 hours today, but it's already been a fantastic day, full of gorgeous scenery and nice experiences. I'm arriving in Kalunga, I think, or Kalongo. I don't remember exactly. Kalunga, I think. This afternoon has been all asphalt, which is really hard on the body. So that's the albergue in Priesca. It's only about 2:20 p.m. I think I'm going to stop and stay here, have a restful afternoon. Besides, this albergue has really good reviews. It's 8:10 on Sunday, October 2nd, 2022. Just leaving the albergue here in Priesca. A fantastic albergue. Nice country setting with a big garden, an amazing host, a good group. We're out here in the middle of no place, but she had some foods and things for sale in the albergue. All of the people there bought things together. A couple of the ladies made a big salad. I and one of the guys made a big tomato and veggie pasta. Bought a couple of bottles of wine. The 9 pilgrims there had dinner together. I invited the host, but she said she was not hungry at that point. But a really good experience. And after dinner, the host had the keys to the local church, so she took us in to see that. It celebrated its 1000th year last year, but built on the foundations of an ancient Roman temple. And an interesting thing happened. The host, she pulled me aside and told me that she had been noticing I was such a good person, and she just wanted to acknowledge that and warn me to be careful that maybe some of the other pilgrims or other people in life would try to take advantage of me because of that, but that she hoped I never change. And I thought that's a very sweet thing for her to say. And it got me started thinking that the comment I hear most associated with me is the word nice, which is in some ways bothers me because it just seems like a way of saying okay, not offensive. And I wonder why not things like interesting or wise or adventurous. Those things I'd like to think of myself as. But I'm starting to realize, and especially with her comments, that when people say nice, there really is more of a depth to it, and I'm going to embrace that label. Asturias is famous for cider, so there's been a lot of apple orchards everywhere. Up ahead in the valley is the town of Villaviciosa. Shortly after that is where the Camino splits. There will be a Primitivo that goes inland over the mountains, or I will probably stay on the coastal route, the Norte. This is Villaviciosa on a Sunday morning. I think I will take advantage of the fountain here to refill. This little ermita has a place where pilgrims can stamp our credentials, our pilgrim's passport, because this is officially the beginning of the Camino Primitivo, there to the left, which will go inland. I think most of the pilgrims from the albergue we were with last night go to Oviedo and the Primitivo. I'm going to go there to the right toward Gijón and stay on the Camino del Norte on the coast. And as the distance is about the same, hopefully I will see some of them again at the other end in Santiago de Compostela. For a few kilometers now. It's been up, up, and up. I'm so tired and out of breath. It's about 2 o'clock. I'm quite hungry. That red building I just showed you was the one restaurant before climbing up over the mountain. And there hasn't been any for several kilometers. And that one is closed this week for vacation. Fortunately, I do have a few little snacks that hopefully will hold me over for the next 7 kilometers until I get to Deva. Well, I'm leaving the shitty village of Gijón. All of that huge climb up and then back down to get there. And now another climb to get out. The one restaurant in town was closed. The one water fountain where I could refill my bottle had a sign that it was no guarantee that the water was actually potable. By far the most disappointing spot that I've come across on all of this Camino. And the music is coming from somebody who's at a barbecue grill. About the third place I've passed where people were eating or preparing food. Not good after being denied a restaurant and food down in the village. Guess that's part of my challenge with the Camino. Made it to the top of that hill. Where do I find another village with one bar that's closed? At least the rest of the way today should be down. There's already the city of Gijón in the distance. My plan was to arrive to Deva, which has the last pilgrim lodging before Gijón. Stay there tonight and tomorrow make my way across Gijón. I haven't decided if I'll walk or I'll do as some other pilgrims are doing and as the guidebooks recommend and take a bus from Deva to the town of Aviles on the other side of Gijón, because evidently all of the area is just walking through very industrialized areas on very busy highways. But for me, I'm not sure. I think maybe walking through what is considered ugly, busy, crowded industrial areas may be a nice contrast to some of the other areas I've seen and make me appreciate the rural areas on the other side even more. And it's part of the Camino. I want to have the full experience. And I guess also it's a matter of perspective. If I look at it as just ugly industrial areas, then that's what I'm going to see. If I look at it as the economic engine that drives the area and make all of the Camino possible, make it possible for local governments to have taxes to fund albergues and lodging for pilgrimage and to maintain the routes, then maybe I'll appreciate it in a different way. But I should have tonight to think on it and decide, unless by chance I decide to walk into Gijón today, which is also conceivable. I am in Gijón, about 38 kilometers, not sure exactly how far, but I think this is my longest day. But rather than the albergue, I've booked myself a private hotel room with a bathtub where I'm going to soak, relax, have a nice big double bed to myself. So my night of luxury at the hotel was very nice, although I'm feeling a little stiffer and sore this morning than most mornings. But here I am. I decided to make the walk to Aviles rather than take the bus. Well, it looks like it's true about the walk being beside a busy highway, but it's greener than I imagined. But the Camino is more like this today. Glad I didn't listen to the naysayers. I'm definitely not the only one who chose to walk rather than take the bus or train. I've been walking 3 hours and I've seen 9 pilgrims. One very good thing about today's route is there are a lot of restaurant, bar, cafes open. And so I was just able to have lunch a few minutes ago with a lot of the workers from the nearby factories. So a good cheap meal with a lot of eye candy. I'm quite satisfied. It's 2:30 in the afternoon and I'm arriving in Aviles. It's Tuesday, October 4th at about 7:40 a.m. Getting an early start today because again it was one huge room with a lot of people at the albergue, more than 20 people in a room with about 45 or 46 beds. So there was rumbling and noise going on this morning which woke me up. So out here early with an early start. Of course there's a lot of mud. And up ahead is Muros de Navon. It's a town that has 3 albergues. I haven't decided yet whether I will spend the night there. The next albergue is another 16 kilometers away, which would mean doing 40 in total, which would be my longest day. I may decide to go ahead and try it. I've gone 38 kilometers and I've gone 36. And after all, part of the reason for doing the Camino is to push myself. There's a nice beach down below, but I don't think the Camino goes to it. I might have to get off Camino and check it out. Although it is kind of late already, nearly 5 o'clock, and I have a ways to go, and I'd like to get there before dark. On the Camino, there's been a lot of Roman roads and bridges and medieval constructions, but it's worth noting that Spain's modern infrastructure is pretty impressive too. The last few kilometers have been among the best marked or blazed sections of the Camino. Yellow arrows and shells every place. But even with that, this is extreme. It's great, I love it. If you get lost with this, you don't need to be doing the Camino de Santiago.